is where the gentlemen would come in. And, you know, after dinner or whatever, they would come in here and then they would have their brandy and their cigars and whatever. Everything that you see in this room is original. All the woodwork, all the moldings, all the window things, the hinges. The fireplace is actually original. There's 4 fireplaces in the house. One is slate. No, well, one is marble and 3 are slate. This is actually a slate one. Okay, the medallions on the ceiling is original to the house, but the chandeliers are not. None of the chandeliers are, except for the one in the hallway here that you'll see. There was an auctioneer that came in 2000 and took everything.
Really?
Everything. Auctioned off everything from chandeliers to the big roll top desks that used to be here, 2 of them. He just took everything. The pool table.
Oh my God.
So yeah, he took everything, which is very sad. If you look at this picture right here, that's what the house looked like back in the day when it was first built. It had the marble around the sidewalks. See the sidewalks? Gas lanterns out front. The trolley used to go right from Westminster through here. It would stop here, they would get off here, or they'd go to lunch across the street, which is kind of cool.
Real quick, before we leave this room, do you still have all the pictures?
I do, I have the pictures back. I'll put it on the chair so you can see it. This is something, I'm sorry, I'm gonna hit you. I showed you the picture of Rachel and Gordon up here,
Yeah.
okay? This is Mimi and Ken. Ken is the curator and Mimi is the house psychic. They're the ones that are doing most of the restoration in the house. And they took a selfie in the bathroom that you guys were just in. And if you look down here, the little girl is right here. So I don't know if she was in there when you guys were in there.
Wow.
And then they blew up the picture. You see her face right here?
Yeah.
So that was taken in the bathroom downstairs. Ken was upstairs on the top of the landing here. It's probably about 2 years ago. It was cold in here. All of a sudden it got colder and we were all like blowing the mist out. And he heard, he's at the top of the landing, he heard on the landing right here like little pitter patter of feet. So we took 3 pictures, and on the second picture, if you look right here, see the top of the little girl's head? It's almost like her hair is up in a bun.
Yeah.
And you can see through the spindles here, she's not there. But if you look at the spindles, yes, that's Rachel.
Wow.
And then the picture I showed you on my phone in the other room, here she is coming around the banister. Here's Mr. Pierce, and then here's that white. I showed you guys that. The little boy upstairs. You see her right here?
That's Gordon.
That's Gordon, yeah. You see him at the top of the landing. He's sitting there.
He's the one that everybody will claim to see running around in the windows,
Yes.
right?
You see him, yes, yes. And then this is Mark Baylor and his friend. They were here about 3 years ago spending the night, and he was actually standing right here doing a selfie with his friend. Went through his pictures later on, and he caught this. We don't know what it is.
Eco. It looks like ecoplasm. Like
It's-
manifestation.
It's like he has the whatever it is.
It's a horn.
Right, but we're wondering if it was one of Mrs. Pierce's. Mr. Pierce's picture used to be hanging on that wall, and she walked right by them. Will she go into the picture? We don't know. That's just hearsay, you know.
Big old pile of huge.
Year?
Yep, this is where the ladies would have come in. All right, this is actually the only marble fireplace in the house. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, Mr. Pierce, S.K. Pierce, he built the house in 1875 for his wife Susan. He owned the chair factory that's right here across the street. Okay, and when he was building the house, he actually lived next door, upstairs there. So that place over there is older than this place here. He built it for Susan. She died almost about 3 weeks later. She didn't get to see her house. This was for her. So then he waited the mourning period, and then he met Ellen. Ellen's 27 years younger than him. So that's Mr. Pierce right there. Remember the picture I showed you guys on the newel post out there?
Oh, yeah.
With the beard? Look at it, looks just like him.
That does.
Yeah, yeah. So with his first wife and him, they had one son, Frank, which we went to the cemetery, we saw Frank's grave.
Mhm.
And then his second wife, Ellen, who I think is absolutely beautiful, she's my favorite spirit in the house. They had 2 kids. They had Stuart and they had Edward. And then if you look around here, don't step on anybody, all this stuff that you see hanging here, Ken and Mimi found like in the walls or just stuff that was buried in the floors. The clothing and stuff, they were stuck in the walls for insulation. So, yeah, it's a shirt.
So that was like basically their way of kind of a makeshift insulation?
Yeah, of insulation, yeah, because they didn't have insulation, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
It's not even that far off from today, because like the blown insulation of the 90s was recycled denim jeans.
We have blown insulation up in the attic. So we just did that, and actually through the walls, actually, just think about that, yeah. Yes. He's kind of creepy.
Sloppy.
Yeah, I agree.
Sloppy?
Sloppy
Yeah.
from Goosebumps.
Yeah, yep.
No. Yeah. Anyway, chilling. So, okay, let's move on. And here, you'll hear it 3 times. I put it many times. So, listen for that. Okay, it's crazy. Yep. Oh, this is Stuart. This is the second son. You can sign the book after when you have your experiences.
trying to think about,
It's the sign. You can. Okay, do you guys want to go upstairs or do you want to do the basement first?
Basement while it's light.
Wow.
We'll do the basement while it's
Chicken.
light.
Oh, finally a basement where you don't hit your head.
I know, right? It's as big as the ceilings upstairs. It's
Wow.
crazy.
Oh my gosh.
There
it's
is
30
definitely a
degrees.
different feel here,
30
When,
degrees cool.
yeah, that's much better, huh? When the house sold 5 years ago in July, there was plywood on the outside of the windows, on the inside of the windows, so it really gave it that god-awful, eerie, scary feeling down here because it
Yeah.
was dark. Then when they took those off, I feel more comfortable down here. I mean, come on.
It's a different feel down here, that's
Well,
for sure.
one up on the 3rd floor, and then there's this one. The one on the 3rd floor, when it would fill, they would turn a knob on the maid's room, which I'll show you on the floor, and then it would come down the pipes and it would fill this one. It would fill with rainwater so they could do laundry, so they could drink it, so they could do whatever with it. But the wall was, of course, the wall was here, but 2 previous owners ago, he tore the wall down. Which, and the dumbwaiter was found in here. This is the dumbwaiter. It would go here, up to the pantry, and then up to the 2nd floor. You'll get some stuff down here. Oh, good.
Old-fashioned goose.
Okay, this is the laundry room. Okay, they would fill this thing here. This is where Lillian found the bones in the basement. The book Bones in the Basement by Jody Mahan. She was digging in there and she actually found bones in there. She found some of the stuff that we found up, we saw upstairs on the tables. But it was in a laundry room. They would fill this thing, there would be like a metal tub. They'd fill it with fire, put the metal tub on here, warm up the water, then you would start your laundry. All these original, they would, you know, wash, rinse again, I guess, so, you
Wow.
know. Staircase down to the basement, they would have come down here, maybe they thought that this might be where they put their jarred goods, or where they cold storage and stuff like that into this room, because they'd come down and put it in here. Right now, it's just all of our electrical stuff.
Yeah.
But you know what we did find in here? This huge thing, because when we go up on the 2nd floor, you're gonna see the safe. It's gotta weigh about 500 pounds. How did it get up there? The only thing we could think of was they used this thing and they actually pulled it, maybe brought it through a window. You know, but
So
you'll
like
see.
a dumbwaiter system.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah. This is actually where both wives died. This is the ladies' room,
Jesus. The red one.
the red room.
Red rum. Red rum.
do you know where?
In the bed. Not this bed. Not this bed. This bed.
I was gonna say, I hope that's not the bed.
Sometimes people will like have a hard time breathing when they come in here. Yeah.
My
My
chest
mom
is-
couldn't even make it upstairs.
That's
She couldn't even make it. She was. Yeah, a lot of people have a very hard time breathing because a prostitute never died in this room. If you guys ever hear that, there was
Yes.
never a prostitute in
It's
this
no online
room.
rumors.
Challenge
Okay,
accepted.
this was actually a boarding house, and maybe somebody picked somebody up and brought that person over for whatever, or one night stand, I don't know. But there was never a prostitute. There's nothing about a prostitute being murdered and stuck in one of the closets. There's nothing through the town records, nothing for that, so.
Is it true this house was a brothel at one point?
It was not a brothel. It
Okay.
was,
So I was wrong.
no, it was not. So there's
Okay.
no proof of that.
Yeah,
But it
it's
wasn't inn, it was a
boarding
Victorian
house,
inn,
right?
and then it was a boarding house, yes.
Okay.
Okay, that's why there's all numbers on the doors.
Oh, I never
The
even
numbers,
noticed.
yep, the numbers on the 2nd floor and the 3rd floor, there's numbers on all the doors. And it goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it makes a star. If you're looking down on it, and you're looking at the numbers, it actually makes a star symbol.
No
On this
kidding.
floor and on the 3rd floor.
That's intriguing.
Oh,
It
wow.
is, we would just figure that out one day, like, holy
Hey,
crap.
remember what I told you about the square footage of this place too?
6666. 6,600 and, yeah.
The square footage of this place is
Okay, yeah, that's
6,660.
No, it's
Crazy
six,
at
yeah,
all.
6,666.
Wow.
That's weird, right?
That
Come
is
on.
like, wow.
Yeah.
6,666 feet is the square footage of this
Oh
place.
my.
Come on, that wasn't done
Yeah.
on purpose, come on.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that's so-
that's kind of what I'm saying. I
Really
mean,
goosebumps. As soon as I said
See
the
that.
Remember
coincidence, I
safe?
think not.
This is the
I was
same.
telling about your safe downstairs.
So it
This
kinda
is Ellen
makes you
Pierce's
wonder
safe,
what
second
the
wife.
belief was.
How did they get this up here? It's flippin' heavy.
So is
It's
it-
been here since the 1800s, so.
As soon as I said the 6666.
Look at that.
She would have kept her jewelry, her important papers, you know, whatever.
Yeah, they
Crazy,
definitely
huh?
had to use some kind of
Some sort of pulley system
pulley
to get this
system.
up here.
That's probably what that stone
And then the
is.
key that I was talking to you guys about was found, see, it was behind the safe, stuck like in the crack.
Really?
So, because the table was here and it just kept slamming and slamming on that. That's not a three-legged table, we have a couple of them around here, but that would have been a table flipping. Oh my God. And of course, Mr. Pierce had a fireplace, the only person on the second floor to have a fireplace.
Because it's all about the master.
It's all about him, yep, exactly.
He's got a perfect view of his place.
Yep. And then we have speaking tubes right behind this guy right here on the wall. What's his name?
Nick?
Nick. There's two speaking tubes, one goes to the kitchen and one actually goes to the
Oh,
ladies'
that's
room.
that hole that was on the wall?
Yeah, when you talk, you can talk through it and say, oh,
You
bring me a
just
cup of
talked.
tea, or, you know.
That looks like it might have been a lot of work.
Behind Nick is the other bathroom.
Yep, the master bathroom, that's the door that goes to the other bathroom, so if it becomes a bed and breakfast, or when it does, if you rent this room out, you get your own bathroom.
This monkey. What's in here?
This is actually,
His workroom.
Oh, it goes.
yeah, it would have been like the, we call it the sewing room, Meany calls it the sewing room, but it would have been like his office, you know, whatever.
Because he can
Because
see
there's his chair factory right there,
Oh, yeah, it's a great
you
view
know,
of this
yeah,
factory.
yeah. So this door was not here for the longest time, probably 70, 80 years. And then when Ken was doing the restoration out here, he was taking off this chair rail right here, and he found like a hole in the wall, so he kept going,
Mhm.
and it was a door frame. So he's
Really?
like, what the heck, there was a door here. So he ran upstairs, and this extra door was upstairs, which is room 1. So he tried it on here and it fit. So there was a doorway there. And actually what's weird is, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Jeff Belanger.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
heard of
he's
Jeff
the-
Belanger? He was here a
the
few times.
podcast, and he's the one Ghost Adventures uses for
Yes,
the background.
that's their person that does all the history on things. Jeff Belanger is, he's the researcher.
He's a really good person to listen
He's a
to.
wicked nice guy. And he was up here and he was using that stick figure camera thing here. That was the first time I ever saw it.
Yes, I was.
And we were facing this way, and the door was not there, and all of a sudden we had a fireman in here too, because we have to have a fireman here. I watched the figure come out of here, I kid you not, and he's standing there like this, watching us. And everyone, the fireman's over at the door, he goes, oh, what was that? Freaking walked out, and there was like 4 of us in here, and he was standing there like this. And then all of a sudden he just disappeared.
Jeff's actually my inspiration. He's from Southbridge too. I was like, if someone from Southbridge can be famous, I can too.
He's awesome, he's a nice guy. He's
A lot
nice
of
guy.
people from Southbridge have been on the news, does that count?
Sure. This is Eno's room. This is where Eno died. There's the piece of wood over there.
That's You're gonna get the smoking handprint on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what Ghost Adventures got wrong with the mirror here.
Not bad. Sometimes if you're walking around, you get like a puff of smoke in your face. Just, you know, it's Eno.
Yeah, no.
Awful, though, like.
What's the matter?
I feel bad. Sometimes if you're walking
He
around,
smells
like,
smoke.
he was a smoker, Eno. This is
Yeah.
when we died in. You'll get like a puff of smoke in your face.
What was that?
The frick? Are we all in here?
Yes.
Yep. It was right above the door. Something fell above the door.
No.
This right here, I watched it.
That?
Yeah.
That just fell.
That's Mr. Pierce's room. Why did that fall?
Oh.
What is it?
It's his label. They're all hanging up there.
His label fell off the wall.
Dude, look at this.
Oh yeah, look at me too.
Look at
What the
this.
heck
Oh,
was
yeah.
that from?
I literally watched it happen.
You
got it on
Did
camera?
you get it on camera?
No, not on the camera, with my eyes, unfortunately.
That's Mr. Pierce's room.
This is Mr. Pierce's room.
And that's what just fell.
And all of them, if you look, they're all up there.
Oh, sorry, man.
Oh, shnikes, man.
Whoa.
What the heck?
Mr. Pierce, are you here with us right now?
Mary, please tell me that's a first.
I've never seen that happen. I thought something fell like in the closet or something, I don't know.
How could that fall? I can't just like fall.
You would have to push it down.
Yeah.
Or something heavy.
Why would it fall though? Why would it fall?
It shouldn't have fallen.
Like,
Not on its own.
Like of all times, it fell now.
Right.
Because look how sturdy every other one looks.
They've all been up there, so.
How long? Years?
A year.
A
A
year?
year? Oh yeah, we've got them, yeah. Because this is Eno's room, that's the master.
Oh yeah, it even says like the red room.
Yeah, it says Maddie's room, she was the servant, I mean.
Why just that one?
And why now? When we were-
Yeah. We weren't even in the room.
It's getting our attention.
We weren't talking about the room.
I think maybe it's taking us out of this room.
I really wish I got that on camera.
Why would it be taking us out of this room? We all left this room pretty darn quick, didn't we?
Okay.
And you know who died in this room?
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And Eno Sari, actually back in the day, he made these. Back he would press tin, press copper, so he actually made these. He gave it to his niece who actually gifted them to the house.
Oh, wow, that's
So
remarkable.
we've actually used these, we put them on the bed and we've got.
Especially for the
stuff on.
time, that's like extremely talented.
I know, right?
That's, yeah,
Right?
that's,
And Edwin, the previous owner, when he was in the other room in his office, actually it would be the nursery, something just shot up out of the floor. It was like a spirit. He was at his desk working, he works for Blue Cross, he still works for Blue Cross from home. And a spirit came right up out of the floor and he drew it and this is what he got.
Whoa.
So this is what he,
Try to see if we can figure out what it was.
This was April 2009.
when something came up out, yes, and he just drew it. He was like, holy shit, oh my God.
And
That's
that's
just
just a
creepiest.
random.
A random something came up out of the floor.
are they thinking that that's
Dude.
maybe
He also-
Or no?
Mouse.
I don't know if he's thinking
Like,
that.
really?
It's creepy, right?
That is creepy.
And actually,
The
in that
eyes
room
are
also, he's seen a floating head. I've seen a floating head here, and he saw a floating head in that room. So we'll go over there. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, this is the cistern. Fills up with rainwater. Okay.
Oh yeah, they got copper in them. Alright, they got
Okay.
like
The
copper
pipes
lining.
were all up in the attic. The rain would come down. It would fill this
I've
up.
seen those in old
Look
houses.
at that.
Isn't that crazy?
Nick, watch this.
It's crazy.
I've
And
seen
here's the spigot right here
smaller
that
houses,
built.
they have like the tub with, lined with copper.
Yep.
And then they used to catch them with that.
Yep. Now, when we
I've been in
were
some older houses.
When we were doing the third floor, wait, I want you to stay in there for a second. I want you to turn around. I want you to look right here. See the letter? We just found it. I've been here 9 years and we just found this last summer. It's a letter from 1902. Somebody wrote on that woodwork. Edward Pierce was talking about a wedding that was going to happen down in Boston. Is that crazy? We almost sanded it off, but we polyurethaned it to keep it there.
That is nuts.
Who writes on the walls? Writes letters on the walls.
Well, if it was the servants' quarters.
Edward is the son.
Edward's the son?
Edward Pierce is the youngest son. He wrote it.
And he wrote that?
Yeah. it
Because
says
I
on
can't,
the
I can't see the name.
It's so hard to read it.
It is hard to read. I
The
mean, I
writing
took a
is.
picture of it, but
Can you see it?
Not well.
1902, yeah, you can barely read that.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts, and that you guys found that.
Yeah, just last summer. Rodney was in the cistern cleaning it all out, and we were all over there, and he goes, "Oh my God, look what I found." We're like, "Don't sand it."
Yeah,
So we
no.
polyurethaned it. She was in here. Susan and Sarah. Sarah's the one that had the miscarriage, and Susan was the other person that took care of her. We left her 2 cherries here because she likes cherries. Freaked me out.
Tell me
So-
about the spooky experience in here.
Spooky spirits, they're all spooky spirits.
No, when you.
Oh, when I was here with the team, I was here 2 years ago. Well, it'll be 2 years in August. The bed was not in here. The room wasn't even done yet. And we were asking them to shut the door because the door slammed shut. And it creeps me out. And there was 4 of us here, and then the one behind us here, and this big black mass came from like behind you over here, came out of that room and came right in after us, and then shot through the wall here. And we all jumped back and screamed. And the son almost went through the window, but if I hadn't grabbed his shirt behind me, he would have probably ended up going out the window.
Oh my God.
Because we screamed and it was coming after us, and it came out of the cistern room,
What were you guys doing at the time?
asking them to close the door.
Just close the door?
Yeah, we were just sitting here doing EVP session. It was probably about 10 o'clock at night, just doing the normal, whatever, and because you hear women in here talking when the door is shut. The door slammed shut a lot, so I said, "Yeah, can you shut the door?" And it just freaking came right in after us and went right through this wall. Scared. It took me a good 6 months to come back up here. I was so scared. That scared me. I actually went to the Conjuring house with them. I'm like, oh. I said, guys. There's a bathroom right here if you need it too, okay?
Okay.
You want to tell you guys about the great room?
Yeah.
Well, this is the billiards room. This is not what it is, it's just what I want. This is where the pool table was. Now, why would Mr. Pierce have his beautiful pool table up in the servants' quarters? Why would he invite all of his elite people up here to play pool and shut this door right here? And I told you about the key. That was the only door that it locked. Okay, and this is the room that I told you guys about. I'm going here tonight, so you guys can get anything that's big enough for a bed or whatever.
When you were telling me about it, I said, is this the room you would do bad things in? It says no,
Yeah.
but obviously it's gonna.
Of course it's gonna say no,
Right.
but every other psychic and person in here is all saying the same
I
thing.
just thought it was cool that I actually got a person on speak now.
Yeah. Go in there tonight and try and do something by you guys.